I'd be happy to cancel your account. You call Dish Network customer service and get so mad at the agent that you scream, "I want to cancel my account." And they transfer you to another representative. I used to be that guy. It's not as fun of a job as one might expect. What with 99% of the callers screaming at you for any number of reasons that you had no control over. So, you had to find a way to keep yourself sane. I stayed near or at the top of the stats leaderboard for customers saved so I could pull crap like this. One day, a representative had a caller who only gave him enough information to pull up his account and told him that he wanted to cancel his account. So I pulled up the customer's account and saw he'd been a customer for 8+ years, which meant he was practically VIP. But I pulled up his billing info and saw that for at least the previous 2 years, oldest records I had access to, he'd been receiving $25 off his bill every month. The amount you could discount the bill also determined how long the discount lasted. $25 only went for 6 months. So he had called in at least 4 times before this, demanding to cancel his account until he got his $25 off. Now, I'm a man of principle. And I don't believe a person should get rewarded for being a crappy person. So, I accept the transfer, and this guy came on the phone with the TV playing in the background and being a jerk but also sounding almost bored with the game, and says, "Cancel my account." Dish approved response. "I'm sorry to hear you want to cancel your account. Can I ask why you're thinking of leaving? Get a reason. Make 2 offers to keep them around. Then cancel if they still aren't willing to stick around." My response: "I'd be happy to cancel your account." Clicked a couple buttons and his TV went absolutely silent. Then I proceeded to read the script they give us on how to return the equipment until he shouted over me asking what I just did. "I canceled your account per your request, sir. The boxes will arrive in 7 to 10 business days." Again. Dude's outraged, demanding I turn his TV back on. "I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand. Do you want me to cancel your account or not? Because I can turn it back on. But I won't give you a discount off your bill. And I'll be leaving clear notes for any future representatives telling them not to give you a discount either. So, would you like me to reactivate your account, or would you rather I send out the boxes?" Quote, "As I expected, he told me to turn it back on. At the end, he tried again to get some sort of discount, which I refused, and offered to downgrade his account if he wanted to save money, which he refused, and hung up in frustration. If I could have kept tabs on him, I would've, 'cause I was curious if anyone would reapply the discount or if he would leave. A bonus is I still had a few more confirmations to go through before the account was actually considered canceled. So the call counted as a save for my stats. Hooray. TL. Doctor: a guy took advantage of the billing by acting like a jerk every 6 months, so I called his bluff. Edit. And yes, I intentionally acted like a jerk. But simply because if the last person acted like a jerk, or the one before that, or the one before that, or the one before that, then I wouldn't have been on that call. Somebody needed to do it, so it was me. UK perspective on this. Bundled TV and internet services here are abysmal. I was on a service. After 12 months the contract ended and renewed with a price increase. 6 months later, another price increase. Noticed they were advertising my exact service at 50% of my cost. Phoned up and they agreed to match it for 4 months of the 12 months, but they couldn't do the full term at that price. Still a discount, so took it. 6 months in, the usual price increase happened again. Still advertising the new offer. Called up annoyed. They refused to match, so I cancelled for 6 months. Phoned up after 6 months. Was offered the new customer rate. I don't condone being rude in the slightest. But I can understand the frustration in being with a company that takes a huge loyalty tax. I am that guy every few months with internet service. They offer introductory rates and then double your bill after X months. Unlike this guy. I am nice about it though. Also, if they won't continue me on the introductory rate, I just cancel my service and then sign up in my wife's name to get the promotional rate. After 1 to 2 months, ISPs consider you a new customer, so you can switch every year. When I got my first apartment, I'd been told by friends to threaten to cancel my internet service to save money. They give me a discount for a year or so, and then I repeat. I hated playing that game. But it worked. I felt like a jerk for doing it. So one time when I called, I just politely explained that the promotional deal I had was ending, and asked if they could give me a similar discount, without making any silly threats. I was pleasantly surprised that I got exactly the same discount as before. So now that's what I do every year. I still hate that it works this way. I'd prefer that there just be a set fee, and not all kinds of packages with various discounts. At least that's how it works with my cable internet provider. I have no idea if Dish Network is similar to this or not. I guess I'm just trying to explain why someone might get in the habit of frequently calling to cancel. I'm just glad that I eventually learned the threat was completely unnecessary with my ISP. That said, Op did nothing wrong here, and I'm pretty sure I'd never survive in his job. Used to work on the phones for a bank and we would get people doing this shit all the time. I had an unofficial black book of known piss takers who I would periodically check on just to make sure they weren't up to their old tricks. Had a few sexual deviants on there who would call up just to crack one out over the females. Operator's voice. They fell into arrears by a few quid every month on clockwork just on the off chance they could get a female operator so they could bust a nut. Used to call him on the second day of every month to resolve it so none of my colleagues had to. No one knew I was doing this, mind you. Our company would never get rid of a customer for the sake of staff members, and fuck that if you think letting the newbies taking they call. Edit. Thanks for the awards, peoples. Just doing my bit to make the world less shitty. I appreciate your struggle, but I'm not sure he's the crappy person trying to get a fair price. Don't hate the player, hate the game that your company created. Another win for the big corporations that don't give a fuck about you. Shouldn't the cable have remained on until the end of the billing cycle? I used to have cable, and I canceled it. That's how it worked then. I've been on both sides of call center bullshit. My takeaway was, ain't my fucking money I'm giving away, and they sure as fuck ain't paying me enough to take undue abuse. So as long as the caller isn't completely raging at me to start. You want to save some money on this overpriced service? Sure thing. I know it's not your fault, but Dish Network fucking sucks. Just like Ad and Spectrum and all of these cable and phone companies. He's a loyal VIP customer, so what do? Make him pay the most. Fuck that and companies that do that shit. How about rewarding my loyalty with a discount? Maybe give me HBO free for a year? Or give me some extra channels because I've stuck around? Or maybe offer me a monthly discount? I knew what this story was going to be by title alone. There's been a few of them on this sub and they're always so satisfying. He should have been nice. Even if he was, though. It already seemed like you were ready for that shot of power. I would have just cancelled my account and other re-signed back up. Or signed on with someone else. Rinse repeat for discount. Lol. The service is almost always overpriced. Rolling on the floor laughing. This seems more like petty revenge than malicious compliance. You know better than most that cable companies intentionally overcharge and hand out discounts like candy. But only if you call and complain. So to take it out on the customer seems kinda shitty. Can you get a discount without being a jerk? Sure. But can you really blame them for calling in to get a discount every 6 months and eventually getting irritated at having to jump through those hoops? Probably read about that scheme on a life pro tip somewhere. Threaten to cancel and they'll give you a discount to keep you. Quote. When I called to cancel due to a price increase, I was offered all kinds of discounts. I was polite for a while, but got peeved after 10 minutes or so. I finally told the representative to send me the return box and that I was going to pay my last bill but no more. I then disconnected. Folks tried hard to keep me from leaving. Thing is, once I decide to leave, I'm done. The increasing rates thing is emo. Shady as can be. Should not do that. If you call up and politely ask for retention, then politely ask the retention person for their best rate. Hey, I can't afford this. What can you do for me? You can usually get the same rate without the yelling. And if you can make them laugh a little, you can sometimes get more. Be the nice customer to them. It's a big change. It's good for your karma too. My wife kept her last name. We bounce the account back and forth between us every couple of years just to get the new account discount. Every single TV company I ever signed with raised the rate before the introductory offer expired. You usually have to threaten to cancel for any kind of service. Mostly because the entry-level reps have their hands tied. Once I'm escalated to retention, I talk about the real issue with no mention of cancellation. Sounds like this dude was just milking the system. I think cable is expensive, so I have an internet-only package. After my great-aunt died, 8 VWAS the one responsible for canceling all of her services. All of her utilities and her phone bills were 2 to 3 minute calls. Dish, however, took much longer. Because instead of hearing the part about the account holder being dead, they heard the canceling the account part. It took nearly an hour on the phone with them trying to explain why a discount for the next few months wouldn't help because she is dead. It culminated with asking a manager how he planned on delivering TV to a dead woman. I understand trying to keep customers, but being so goddamn pushy that you don't hear the part about the customer being dead. Yep. That is why I am no longer a Dish customer. Our original account number was like 551. I was one of the very first Dish customers when there was only one satellite. Started in 1996. Quit in about 2013. I unplugged as my husband is a man of technology and now we stream what we want to watch. Dish raised their rates so high and the games I had to play to keep rates reasonable as why when they said we can shut it off right now and put me on hold. I had 2 cell phone. Work, personal. Called my husband as we were all set up to go unplugged and he said cancel. The woman came back online and I said pull the plug. I am done. She said your TV will be off if I do this. I said fine. Send me the final bill. We owned our Dish equipment. Yep, you bought your stuff back then, not a rental. Nothing to return. She said, are you really going to cancel over $35 a month increase? Bill was going from $49 to $83. I said, nope, you are losing a customer over $35 a month. Pull the plug. We have never been back. I get cards many years later to come back. Bye bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.